mga cargos. Kaya lang po, nagkakaroon din po ng conflict dyan sapagkat allowed po kasi na magbukas starting July 1 under Category 4 ang mga theme park, hotels, resorts, beaches. Kung kaya po, bukas na rin po ang Ocean Adventure at ang iba't ibang mga theme parks dito sa loob ng Subic Bay Freeport Zone starting kahapon at 50% operating capacity. So, yun po ang pretty much the guidelines that covers the situation where Secretary Roque was able to visit or maybe inspect the Ocean Adventure yesterday.
Okay, now, we had an initial talk yesterday. Yun nga yung nagiging problema kasi kami sa Metro Manila, GCQ kami, kayo naman dyan sa Subic, modified GCQ, and then doon sa modified GCQ, pinapayagan na yung pagbubukas ng mga hotel at ng mga theme parks at pati na yata yung mga entertainment venues na pambata. Pero ang pagkaintindi ko sa IATF, bawal pa rin ang mga batang lumabas below 20 years old and mga senior citizens katulad ko above 60. Now, paano mangyayari ngayon sa inyo dyan? Kasi magulo nga, Chairman Eisma, no? Kasi marami akong nakakausap, nagko-complain, sa Pampanga pa lang, hinaharang na sila. Paano ba yung usapan dyan? Yung mga gustong pumunta sa Subic, magpahinga, mag-check-in sa hotel o pumunta dyan sa Ocean Adventure. Ocean Adventure.
Sir, kasi sa ngayon, the gates are open already. Ang magiging control po ngayon would be at the venues or at the responsibility is now being switched to the businesses. So lahat po ng safety protocols are also being observed by the businesses. And then they are not allowed to open. In-inspect po yan Actually po, ready po kami ng bago po mag-transition, 1 week before the transition, we are reaching out already to our various partners, our various operators, kung ano yung magiging scenarios assuming we will be declared another quarantine level. So, ngayon po kasi, from category 1 to 3, in theory, 100% operational capacity, provided that the minimum safety protocols are being observed. So, yan po yung mga factories karamihan. Kapag po yung category 4, yan po yung medyo masiselang mga salons, barbershops, resorts, hotels, tourism-related. Yan po yung 50% operational capacity. So, the monitoring and the policing will have to be made in that level. Pati po ang mga thermal scanning, hindi ka pwedeng pumasok kung walang thermal scans. So wala na po sa gates ang monitoring. Ang monitoring po nasa baba. Nandun po mismo sa point where papasok ka sa building, papasok ka sa resorts, mahigpit po. Ako po, ang experience ko, mahigpit din na yung pagpapa-fill out ng health forms to check kung meron kayong symptoms at para humagamit sa contact tracing kung sakali man na merong mag-positive doon sa pumunta sa areas or sa establishments.
Hindi po ba, nabanggit nyo kasi, Chair...
Nag-open na rin kami ng COVID lab test.
So,
meron po kami sarili naming laboratory dito for PCR testing. So, karamihan na po ng nagsisimula na rin po ang mga locators natin na ipatest ang kanilang mga trabahador, pati na rin po ang komunidad. Ako po ang aming mga frontliners sa Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority, napatest ko na po just early this week in time for the opening for FDCP.
Okay, going back to this issue of MGCQ and GCQ, Attorney Eisma, ano po ba ang policy as far as tourism is concerned? Kasi ang pagkakaintindi ko, dapat magsusubok muna tayo ng local tourism muna. Kumbaga, dyan sa inyo sa Bataan or wherever, ang papayagan lang muna dyan are tourists within your region. Paano ho ba ang usapan sa IATF? Kasi ang kinakatakot ko dyan, Chairperson Eisma, baka biglang magtakbuhan ngayon lahat ng tao dyan sa Subic sa Sabado.
Hindi po yan malayong mangyari. Sapagkat ang mga inip na inip ang mga tao sa bahay dahil nga po matagal na nakakahon. Sa totoo lamang po, medyo it's very confusing if you ask me, because we continue to receive new guidelines po. Sa ngayon po kasi very general. If travel is allowed between GCQ and NGCQ, kasi po allowed except for leisure. And then the resorts are open. And so, so in theory hindi naman inalaw ang regional movement. So, unless i-allowed nila ang regional movement, wala po talaga kaming, hindi ko naman po pwedeng ibawal or huwag papasukin ang manggagaling sa outside my nearby community.
At saka kasi
wala akong, kasi I have to follow. Alam naman po ninyo, mahigpit ako kung hindi ko nga po napapasok ang isang gobernador. Because the rules was very clear. So ngayon po kasi, kung sinabi lang ng rule na allowed ang GCQ and GCQ, wala po akong choice kung hindi papasukin. Kung sabihin nilang kung taga Nueva Ecija ka, GCQ ka, pwede kita papasukin. Taga Region 1 ka, GCQ ka, pwede kita papasukin. Sapagkat po ang IATF guideline does not specifically allow, does not specifically says interregional movements are not allowed.
At saka nandiyan na yung cabinet member honestly, on one side of me, I'm happy na nangyari yan kasi that's a good sign, that's a positive sign. But on the other side, medyo tama kayo, nakaka-confuse, nakakainis kasi ngayon, hindi na natin ngayon alam saan ba pwede, ano ba ang hindi pwede kasi nga, ayan, may confusion. Hindi ba ninyo na itanong muna dyan sa Malacanang o sa IATF, teka, ano ba talaga ang patakaran dito?
Siguro po, yan po ang gagawin natin ngayon. Dahil nga this issue has been put to attention. Kung paano yung very specific instruction on the movement. Kasi nga po, katulad nga po ng nasabi ko, kung klaro po ang instruction, wala naman pong problemang ipatupad. In fact, pinatupad ko po yan to the point na nakabangga po ako ng isang gobernador na galit sa akin sapagkat maniwanag po ang rule. Ngayon po, ang rule po kasi is very general.
Okay, ano ang balak ninyo? Kasi siyempre, I am assuming sinabi ninyo level 4 na kayo dyan, bukas na yung mga hotel, bukas na yung mga theme park, nakaprepara na ba kayo? Mabuti na may sarili na kayong laboratory for testing. Mandatory ba ang swab test o rapid test bago pumasok sa hotel o theme park dyan sa Subic? Kunyari, local tourism.
Sa ngayon po hindi, sapagkat babalik po ako na wala pong instructions po kasi sa IATF na gano'n. Pero so ang mga workers po nakakabalik ng trabaho ng walang mandatory testing. nung 2 or 3 days ago po, nagsalita po si Secretary Roque na the IATF will be giving official guidelines for mandatory test. Pero hinihintay pa po namin yun. Once that becomes official from the national government, I will make sure that it is implemented across all industries as provided for by the guidelines. Pero sa ngayon po, the testing is purely voluntary at this point. But nakakatuwa naman po na napakarami talaga din nagbo-voluntary yung mga locators or businessmen na pinapatest yung kanilang mga personnel. Isa po yan sa reason bakit din po pinabuti ko ng mag-allow ng or mag-endorse ng modified general community quarantine. Sapagkat I felt na kahit paano meron pong readiness the healthcare system sapagkat meron po kami quarantine or isolation facilities at ito nga pong COVID lab test.
Okay.
Pero tama po kayo, kailangan po ng maiting na pag-iingat moving forward talaga. Napakahigpit po ng pagpapatupad dapat sa pagsuot ng mask in public. Dapat po pag lumabas ng bahay, nakasuot na agad ng mask at ng social distancing.
Okay, matanong ko lang, Chairperson Eisma, a few things, no, mabilisan na lang po. Alam ko, nasabi po sa akin dito, no, September 2019, SBMA served notice of pre-termination of contract to the theme park, yung Ocean Adventure ba yan? Ano na ho nangyari na?
Sir, ang background po kasi niyan, ang Ocean Adventure po has a lease over close to 500 hectares with a commitment to develop those properties, the 500 hectares, within 5 to 10 years of their lease. Unfortunately, that lease was entered in 2002 or 2003, if I'm not mistaken. So they are way beyond their development commitment period. And therefore, in violation of the lease. So, pinorfit ko po yung close to 480 hectares na hindi nila na-develop. Ang naiwan lang po sa kanila ngayon, yung developed property, which is the Ocean Adventure, and Kamayan Hotel, and Water Park, Adventure Park po ang tawag. Yun lang po kasi ang na-develop nila. So yun lamang po ang hindi ko finorfit. Yung hindi po nila na-develop, finorfit po ng Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority.
May penalty ho ba yun for failure to develop more than 400 hectares?
Yun nga po, ang naging penalty po, close ko po yung property. And they took me to court for it, saying that I do not have the right to foreclose it. Pero binawi ko po yung property na hindi nila dinevelop.
Tapos na ho ba yung kaso?
Opo, sila pa ho ang nagdemanda sa akin, syempre.
Oh, pero natapos yun kasi I don't wanna talk about it if it's in court.
Hindi po, wala po. It's still pending po.
Okay. In any case, kanina baka napansin ninyo if you're watching the program, yung monitor, merong nilabas yung team namin na picture ng cruise ship. Now I know that SBMA is a service port. Kargahan ng gasolina, tubig, pagkain, etc. At maraming mga barkong dumadaong dyan. In fact, yung Vienna Woods, dyan nang galing bago sila nabangga dyan sa Mindoro. Paano na po yun ngayon? Are you willing, hoping to open up Subic to international vessels, particularly cruise ships?
Sir, meron po kasi, if you will ask me, as long as there are precautions in place, I don't mind opening it. But when you say precautions, tulad nga po yan, may lab test ako. Kung mapapaswab test ko sila at pag negative silang lahat, then they can go down. Short of a result of a negative test, they cannot go down. Para pong ganun. Or, doon naman, depende po yan, kung cruise ship kasi they have to go down. Kasi nga ako, mamamasyal sila. So, kaya
Okay.
ako mabuti na meron po akong lab dito sapagkat pwede ko silang ipa-test. Or, kailangan meron silang on-board na molecular laboratory para meron silang na qualified na WHO para meron silang negative test bago sila bumaba. Para naman po dun sa mga service, kasi maraming military ships na humihinto dito sa atin at sa servisyo nga po, sabi po ninyo.
Oo.
Kasi kung service lamang po, may tinatawag po dyan yung gangway nila nakataas. Meaning, sa servisyohan sila, pero hindi po bababa yung mga hindi po bababa yung mga tripulante.
Okay.
Yun po, wala po akong problema doon.
Okay.
Meron po talagang ganong mga pangyayari. That is the procedure with the Bureau of Quarantine na hindi po bumababa yung mga tao sa barko, binabantayan po yun. At para nga po makasigurado, hindi namin sila binibigyan ng gangway.
Okay. Well,
para makadaan, wala silang aapakan kung makapunta sa kwet.
okay, thank you. Well, papasalamat kami, Chairperson Amy Eisma, na pinaunlakan mo kami this morning. And well, I do hope that this visit of Secretary Harry Roque will force things to a head para magkaalaman na. Tayo ba ay pwede nang mamasyal sa Subic o hindi? Pwede na ba talaga yung mga resorts and hotels magbukas, etc. or pang-local regional tourism lang? Thank you very much, and please let us know what the IATF tells you, at alam naman namin na kayo laging sumusunod at nagpapatupad ng mga patakaran ng pamahalaan.
Opo, maraming pong salamat, sir, and thank you very much for the invitation. Mabuhay-buhay, mag-ingat po tayo. Mabuhay-buhay.
Okay, that's Chairperson Amy Eisma of the Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority. At yan po, nilinaw niya, Secretary Harry Roque is actually a resident, I think she said Limay, Bataan, regularly goes to the province, parang kami, before COVID-19, we regularly went to Lipa, pero after COVID lockdown, wala na, more than 100 days. But in the case of Secretary Roque, tiga, Bataan siya, and mukhang merong kaguluhan kasi GCQ ang Manila, MGCQ ang Subic. So it's just a question of interpretation and clarification. We'll go back after this break. We will discuss more of these issues here on agenda. Okay, you're back here on agenda. I'm Cito Beltran, and review ko lang po yung napag-usapan namin ni Chairperson Amy Eisma. Yung pagbisita po ni Secretary Harry Roque to SBMA, in particular Ocean Adventure, it's like a movie. You know, it's the good, the bad, and the ugly. What's good about it? Good because it brings attention to this issue about GCQ, MGCQ, GCQ to GCQ travel, etc. Kasi naglalabas ng mga labels, hindi ngayon nagkakaintindihan or classification, pero hindi nagkakaintindihan. Kasi yung MGCQ, pwede nang magbukas yung hotel, pwede nang magbukas yung mga resort, pero ang tanong, yung bang customers noon ay only in the region? Kasi may mga tao po who think that you can travel from GCQ to GCQ. In fact, this last 2 weeks, simula pa nung Father's Day, issue na po yan. Because there are many people who are from Metro Manila who travel to Tagaytay. And there were challenges to that. And some people are saying, ano ba talaga? Pwede na ba talaga? And people are saying, hindi, nag-sneaky lang yung mga yan. So the good part is, it brings attention to that, to need to clarify those things. And it's aligned with what Secretary Sani Dominguez was saying, that we need to open up the economies. And I mean, the fact of the matter is, I think by and large, people are responsible. When we interviewed Professor Guido David yesterday, he confirmed that nung nag-move tayo from ECQ to modified ECQ, ayun, parang mga kabayong nakawala sa kakural, nagkaroon ng spike sa COVID cases. But from modified ECQ to GCQ, walang substantial o noticeable spike because obviously marunong na yung tao, nag-iingat na yung tao, nagsusuot na ng mask, etc. So that's good. Now, so that's the good. What's the bad? The bad is there's confusion. There is a lot of misunderstanding, and as a result, ayun, naupakan si Secretary Roque because of his visit to SBMA, the actually Ocean Adventure. Now, what's the ugly? The ugly is, there are a lot of us, look, there's a lot of us suffering under home quarantine. We are deprived of our liberty. We feel so cooped up. Many of us are experiencing levels of depression. And then to see a government official, and this can be anybody, parang katulad din de Bolsinas na nagkaroon ng Manyanita Party. Ngayon, meron kang Harry Roque. And this is not about politics, ladies and gentlemen. This is about leadership by example. Yung Ocean Adventure, di ko naman maintindihan. Bakit pinost pa ninyo? Nagyayabang kayo. Pwede naman ninyong i-announce na open na kayo. Pero ipopost pa ninyo na nandun dun si Harry Roque. And what makes it even uglier, some people saying, he was inspecting the facilities. Bakit? Secretary of Tourism ba si Harry Roque? I mean, don't justify his visit. He's from Limay. He decided to pass by. You invited him. Hell, he made the call. It's his win or it's his loss. Now he's being butchered on Facebook. But the point is, we need to be sensitive. We need to be aware, to be connected to the sentiments of the public. Hirap na nga ang buhay. Naghahanap ka ng kakainin mo, naghahanap ka ng trabaho, nakakulong ka dun sa napakaliit na kwarto. Tapos mababalitaan mo na yung kalihim na mamasyal dun sa SBM, sa Ocean Adventure. I mean, nothing personal, Secretary Roque. I mean, like I said, there's a good part in what you did. There's a bad part, and this is the ugly part. That we all feel bad because, it kind of, it insults our sacrifice. It disrespects our sacrifice. Kami po nagko-cooperate sa inyo, tumutulong sa inyo, pagkatapos lumabas yan. Ewan ko, I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I hope something good will come out from all of this. But in the meantime, let's move on with the program before I get carried away. Let's talk to our next guest. He is president of Stratbase ADR Institute, our favorite go-to political analyst, Mr. Dindo Manhit. I hope he's there already. Good morning, Dindo.
Good morning.
Please rescue me from my sama ng loob.
Quite frustrating, really, quite frustrating.
No, you're the political analyst. I mean, when this happened in England, when the political advisor of Boris Johnson went out of London to find help because his wife was sick and he needed someone to look after his daughter, he was crucified. Boris Johnson was crucified as well. Now, what's your reaction to this situation? Quickly na lang.
You ask yourself at times, are we in a dual society? As if is there a law for those who are in power and those who are ordinary, average individuals to try to do their part in dealing with this pandemic? Imagine the livelihood we lose, the ability to see our own families as we are scattered around in our own residences. Then you see this kind of news. It's sad, it's frustrating. You use a good example, the one in England, but in that part, they were trying to look for somebody to take care of their children. They were not even trying to find leisure or vacationing.
Mhm.
So this makes it quite, you'd say, a higher level of frustration if you hear about this kind of news.
Double standard. Now, okay, going back to the main reason why I asked the team to invite you, kasi kahapon nga, medyo mainit na yung usapan after the NTC issued a cease and desist order to ABS-CBN, in particular regarding Sky Cable operation, and I think the other TV Plus or something. Now, pinapanood ko yung mga dialogue sa Facebook, and I was saying to myself, nangyari na ito noon. Sinara na ang Channel 2 noon, nakabalik pa rin ang Channel 2, at ngayon sinara na naman ang Channel 2 or ABS-CBN, pero mas madiin ngayon kasi pag iniisip mo, parang dinidribble na talaga sa Kongreso yung hearing, no? And dumadami pa. Parang it's really intense. But my concern is this: is this just planting seeds of hurt, pain, and eventual revenge? Parang yung the politics of karma, political karma, yung kumbaga, sige, nakaupo kayo ngayon, pagdating sa 2022, kami naman ang uupo, kayo yun naman ang babakbakan namin. Please give us your expertise on this. What can we do to put a stop to this? Is this going to be forever?
For me, we need just to be factual and really focus on what is the evidence beforehand. A lot of accusations have been thrown at ABS-CBN, tax evader, issues on labor, but all other government agencies have said it a few months back before the lockdown in the Senate that they have paid quite a substantial amount of taxes. There's no labor issues on them. They have good relationship with their own employees. So everything that was thrown out. Then they even raised the issue of bias during the 2016 election. But it showed that it's just one advertisement compared to the number of hours or minutes that was provided to then candidate President Duterte. So you just really have to ask yourself, what is this process all about? Is it prolonging this issue, affecting the brand and the credibility of ABS-CBN? Because I've tried since 2016 to understand the political discourse, and at times discourse with you, other legitimate media organizations is totally different from the political discourse in social media. A different narrative is being said there, and at times they're not factual.
Okay.
They basically try to divide and based it on the popularity of the president. And I believe this coverage, this daily coverage or this news about this legislative franchise hearing is becoming a tool to share those narratives to a different kind of audience. And these are not necessarily the following of followers, because you, again, and I think I've invited here as a political analyst, so we go
Yeah.
deep into this thing beyond what we see in front of us. Just look at the commentaries, as I've said earlier, in social media. Imagine ordinary people having political stand. It's not normal, especially when you try to open their profile.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, I might be I'll wear a hat of a political
Go ahead, go
elitist.
ahead.
Some of these people, when you track down their background in social media, these are ordinary people having political comments on issues that their background does not really represent. So they're basically taking the narrative and amplifying it.
Hmm.
So they normally take a cue from an attack from Congress. So maybe there's a political game here. Who
Hmm.
are we to put question on that? That's the reality of a highly polarized society that
Well,
we are in
Dindo,
2016.
yeah, sorry Dindo, no, pero ang ganda, I mean, yung first point mo pa lang, bingo na eh. I kind of wondered why they insisted on airing on Facebook this hearing of
Yes.
Congress on the franchise of Channel 2. And listening to you, I realize gumawa sila ng platform para bakbakan ng bakbakan yung Channel 2. I mean, hindi ako kampi ng Channel 2 here. I'm a journalist here in the middle. But it's obvious na ang nadidinig mo lang doon sa banata na yon ay yung tira against Channel 2. Medyo one-sided nga kung iisipin. So, as far as the political analysis is concerned, that's interesting. You put it on Facebook, and you have two, three talking heads doing all the talking and piling up all of the accusations. So that is in itself a political attack. Is that correct?
As I've said, it's a narrative. It's the reality of political communication.
Mm.
And it's quite sad that since 2016, we have noticed a spike of a one-way communication,
Mm.
which is totally different from the traditional professional journalism that you and your colleagues have practiced and that we
Mm.
are proud of in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Philippine society, a democratic society since 1986, has been always proud of this kind of journalism, this kind of media reporting. It might have its own biases, but at least you get two sides
Okay.
to it. And me on the part of maybe ABS-CBN also, I think they should accept this reality that
Mm.
there is. I think this goes beyond any congressional hearing in the House, and that a narrative is being said. Maybe is it official or is it a certain group of people in the House, and maybe provide their own narrative because they are stating facts. As we listen to again traditional news, as it's reported by other news outlet, both print and broadcast, then you see statements of BIR, statements of other government agencies, then
Labor.
even labor, then even statements of other members of Congress of other uh, companies with franchises who have lapsed but were allowed to function because it was in the process of being renewed.
Mm.
I heard a congresswoman raising that, but of course that is not magnified or amplified in the social media. So we have really entered into a different political climate, and the battlefield is really social media in this issue. And of course, we have to realize also that we have been in lockdown since a little over second week of March, and
Mm.
social media has risen also in terms of uh, access of not only networking,
Mm.
engaging, but also news. Why? Because news channels has really toned down their own coverage, but simply, is it about COVID? Is
Yeah.
it about
Yeah.
other issues? So the lack of information is limiting uh, either the information that can be received by people, and I believe people see that as an opportunity to push their political narrative,
Ayun,
and that
okay,
narrative
now,
might not be good for ABS-CBN.
yeah, pero ang tanong ko, kasi dalawa yung papatunguhan natin eh, we've come to a fork in the road. Is this political or is this commercial? Kasi, someone told me, someone told me na, Cito, this may be beyond politics eh. It's too intense. It's too strong to be political. Baka merong grupo na may interest doon sa frequency, signal, channel ng Channel 2. And I said, well, yeah, maybe you could be right. And I assume that could be a possibility when they only shut down Channel 2. But now they're even gunning for, the NTC is going after Sky Cable, etc. And I'm like, teka, ano ba to? I guess that's what I'm trying to understand along with several million Filipinos, Dindo. Is this political or is this commercial?
I believe it's not commercial because no matter what you do to ABS-CBN, if you don't control content, which I believe, why will ABS-CBN share their content? And their content is their strength. So you can get a frequency, but still does not have the content or the trust or the respectability of those that has followed ABS-CBN and loyal followers of ABS-CBN. Why will just they follow suddenly another owner or another group that suddenly takes over? So that thing, I believe, not too much. No, of course there will always be interest, but if I'm ABS-CBN and their owners, I would simply say I will just hold on to my content. I own it. Maybe for the next 2 years, I'll keep the contracts of my stars because that's the strength of ABS-CBN. It's content. We are living in a time already that content is actually king more than frequency. And I point that out because if it's about frequency, why attack the next option of ABS-CBN after their lockdown, which was their tie-up on block timing, on their cable, on their digital platform. So you see yourself that it's really about the content. That there is quite a following. I came across studies both by I think Pulse Asia last year and just recently Reuters that the most read and most number one source of news for the past years is ABS-CBN. Of course, GMA follows in terms of online, even online platform, digital platform. So it's really the content. But now what I'm seeing, since my first tracking of this last year, is that the credibility even of ABS-CBN is even going down. So maybe that's why I spoke of the narrative. The continuous attack is creating a different point of view. And people are maybe now doubting even the credibility of ABS, just like what happened to Rappler. Rappler is seen by quite a substantial number of respondents, normally 50% of it as fake news. So maybe it's going towards a direction, drag this issue. ABS even suffers a credibility problem that suddenly they don't matter in the next election cycle.
Okay, but how sustainable is it? Kasi, ewan ko siguro, pero naisip ko lang, si Cardo lang palabasin kong kandidato, baka magkagulo na sila. And then all of these unemployed people and then all of the subscribers denied their subscription and their entertainment during COVID. Yung parang bang backlash.
Yeah. I agree that is a danger that some of these people are actually taking a risk on. I mean, those who keep on attacking ABS-CBN, because there might be a backlash because of really the credibility of some of this, as I said, the content, which is actually what you mentioned, actors, TV programs, and this has kept Filipinos entertained And this is the source of their relaxation after 8 hours of work, traveling through traffic, going home, finding time to watch their favorite shows. That's why the idea of telenovela became fanaticism to a lot of Filipinos. They follow it. So, but ABS-CBN, I think, is trying to be as respectful as possible,
Yeah.
because I don't think they're even thinking that way. But that is really a strong political tool if ever they will start thinking it that way. That they will see this as a political attack already, and they cannot really do anything but go straight to their public followers. Because at the
You
end of the
know,
day, just like any politician,
yeah.
when you don't have access to broadcast, or you're being limited, go straight to your supporters. That has been an old rule in politics, and we have seen that success in developed democracies throughout the world. I call it going public, go straight to your constituents.
Well, in the Philippines, Dindo, pati yung ano, yung awa yung awa factor or the sympathy because when I'll put it this way, no, when Channel 2 ABS-CBN lost its franchise and they went off the air, parang everybody was like, "Uy, 1 week or 2 weeks, masama ang loob. Oh, give back Channel 2, blah blah blah," and then it died down. But when the NTC came out with its cease and desist order on Sky Cable and ano ba yun, TV Plus ba yun or something, nakita ko bigla yung comments of people who were non-committal in the past, people who didn't really give a damn well left or right about these things. They were suddenly commenting, and these were people with names, no? They were suddenly commenting na, Lord, bahala ka na, or Lord, or teka, sobra na yan, medyo anlupit na yan. Parang sabi ko, okay, now they have even steered up the people who otherwise would have been neutral. Uh,
True.
what's your analysis on that?
That's, I said, is a great danger when you suddenly alienate a network, a media network that has credibility, that has reach. I think what they're cutting really now is the reach to the people, hoping that without the reach, that means the capacity to broadcast, they cannot
Uh-huh.
tell their own story, which is ABS-CBN. Then, when ABS-CBN reacted with their different digital platforms, their black time arrangements with other broadcasting, suddenly, if you've noticed this past few days, that is even being controlled. So that's why
Yeah.
in my classes in governance, I call it rule by law, not rule of law. That means you use the law to to put pressure on your political opponents, or to remove their capacity to
Yeah.
function in
But
democratic
Dindo,
society.
is there a possibility that those who have remained out of the fray, less visible, will pay the price? Let's have examples. No, last question ko na lang to kasi yung political karma ba? Bongo obviously has ambitions. Harry Roque might be re-enlisted to run or might decide to run, and other people, Martin Andanar and all other political figures in the administration. Is there a strong possibility na pagtakbo nila in 2022, sila naman ang magiba because of the sama ng loob or the political karma?
Again, that as a political scientist, I rely on the science behind that.
Yeah.
But is that possible? Yes, it is possible, especially if ABS-CBN. I've noticed also with ABS-CBN, maybe it's time for them also to talk to their own commentators, their own people who work in the radio and their news. If there's a counter narrative attacking them, their own people, their own programs should say their own narrative. And if they become successful in telling their own story, imagine if they start telling stories on who caused these problems on them. But right now, ABS is not doing that. That's why it's
Yeah.
hard for me to tap on your question. But if ever they cross that line, I believe that is very powerful as a tool to to reflect on political ambitions of certain individuals come 2020.
But I think the worst consequence of all of this is the vicious cycle never ends. You have the Marcos,
Yeah,
the Aquinos went after the Marcos, and then so and so forth, paikot-ikot. You had Gloria, you had Estrada, you had Aquino again, and now you have Duterte.
I,
Ganti-gantihan.
I've always believed or hoped, and now there's a reason more to hope that our politics beyond 2022 will be different. It has become more polarized, very divisive, especially since 2016. But 2022, we still face, I believe, the challenges brought about by the pandemic. Maybe there's a vaccine, but economically, we need to move forward. And whoever wins in that I expect it to be a divisive process. I think whoever wins should simply just move forward and build unity because our greatest challenge and competitor is not inside the Philippines but outside.
Okay.
Competitor in investment, competitor in job generation, and all those things. So we hope an end to this divisive politics that has really reached its certain level this past few years.
Okay. Well, Dindo, thank you very much for your inputs and medyo napaisip ako dun sa sinabi mo tungkol dun sa coverage of the narrative, etc. And that's the whole point, okay? Just to make everybody on both sides think that, one side may be winning now, the other side may win next time, and at the end of the day, the entire Filipino people and the nation loses. In any case, thank you, Dindo Manhit, and please stay safe, stay strong, and stay healthy. And God bless you, bro.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, that's attorney Professor Dindo Manhit, president of Stratbase ADR Institute. He's also chair of the Political Science Department of De La Salle University. Okay, tayo naman po ay tatawid na from politics to the arts. Pero mukhang may politika na rin na pumuputok dyan sa sining, sa pelikula, because apparently there is the artists guild that are reacting to a administrative order of the Film Development Council of the Philippines na nagsasabing ito yung mga kailangang sundin nyo. These are the guidelines if you are going to do production, shooting, etc. But mabuti na yung sa kanila na manggaling. Let's begin with Chairperson Liza Diño of the Film Development Council of the Philippines. Chairperson Diño, good morning to you. Nandiyan na po ba kayo?
Yes, Sir Cito, good morning. Thank you for
Oh.
inviting me.
Okay, medyo napakamot ako kasi nung nabasa ko yung news report, sabi ko, ano ba naman to? Pati ba yung pelikula, nako-COVID na? Okay, apparently there are some cinematographers, directors, producers na medyo pumalag because may nilabas ka daw na administrative order that overreaches your authority and censorship na. Ano po ba yung pinalabas mo?
Actually, hindi lang po ang FDCP ang naglabas dahil if it's just FDCP alone, as per DOH administrative order, it should be with the DOH and other line agencies that have regulatory powers in this issuances of health and safety protocols. So this is a joint admin order with the Department of Health and the Department of Labor and Employment to sector-based health and safety standards for the industry. So in terms of overreaching, yung sinasabi nila na hindi namin coverage, while the FDCP does have limitations in terms of our mandate, we work together with other agencies like DOL and DOH na merong regulatory powers para ma-institutionalize yung mga provisions na kailangan nating iset para i-ensure yung safety and health ng mga stakeholders natin.
Okay, now, ano po ba yung nilalaman ng guideline? Kasi ang na-pick up ko lang, may requirement ka na 7-day notice bago sila mag-shooting. Pagkatas kailangan you're supposed to put online the content or surroundings of a particular project. And ang reaction ng ibang tao, teka, ano nga yan intellectual property nga yan. We don't want the competitors to know what we are producing, who we are featuring, etc. Paano, parang hindi po ba, pasensya ka na Ma'am Lisa, Lisa, kasi parang yung sa December, parang yung, ba yung ginagawa December, yung film,
Metro Manila Film Fest po,
Oo.
MMFF.
Di ba, tinatago taguan yan, pagkatapos biglang bulaga na lang. Sabi nila, teka, pag ginawa yan ng Film Development Council, di wala na kaming advantage at saka nagkabistuhan na ng intellectual property.
Opo. Well, of course, the production registration requirement is a monitoring tool to ensure compliance po with the public health standards set by the JAO. So yun talaga yung primary reason. Kailangan po nating mag-set ng tools para dahil nasa gitna po tayo ng pandemya. So we all know that productions are transient. In this situation where different localities are trying to contain the infections within their localities, ang nangyayari ngayon is nakikipakilang tayo sa mga iba't ibang LGUs para payagan tayong mag-shoot at may pagpatuloy natin itong business natin. So kailangan po ng monitoring, tools and compliance para mag-coordinate ang iba't ibang ahensya in the event na magkaroon ng infection or kahit outbreak within a production. It's easier for us to contact trace because they actually write there kung sino-sino po yung kasama sa isang set every production shoot. And kung saan po yung location. Ang pinaka-importante po dito is the location of the projects. We are not requiring for scripts. We are not requiring for them to submit intellectual property related information other than the title of the project, the production company, the location kung saan po sila mag-shoot, at yung mga tao po na kasama doon. We ask for estimated budget. So nakalagay po, medyo nag-react po sila doon. This is actually just so that we can collate data para po masabi natin na even in this pandemic, we are able to produce this kind of business, nagre-recover pa rin po ang economy. But we understand on that aspect na they might be not comfortable in sharing estimated budgets, which is actually a norm in other industries in other countries. Kasi we all know how much Marvel film is spending because this is something that is really public po. So, but we are willing to, on that aspect, pinapa-revise po namin yung production registration just so they feel that hindi talaga ang goal natin dito ay to just make sure na meron tayong monitoring tools and compliance para masunod po itong mga protocols natin ngayon. Kasi kakaiba po yung sitwasyon natin. Pandemic po siya. Hindi siya normal situation that we can just go to any location, any region in the country and just shoot our films. Even public spaces are we are discouraged to even shoot in public spaces kasi hindi po natin makokontrol dyan kung sino-sino po yung mga tao magsaswarm or makikigulo po sa mga shoot, and we are endangering the lives of our workers here.
Okay, are you being preventive or may mga nangyari na bang kaso? Kasi honestly, wala na ako nadidinig na may nagsushooting, may production pa. Dati makakasagap ka pa But now I've just not heard anything on that field.
Actually, even before the ECQ broke out, was announced, nagkaroon po kami ng mga cases. I mean, even Christopher De Leon was positive of COVID. And it happened because in a production shoot. Meron po tayong cinematographer na namatay po sa COVID. He's very young, he's 34 years old. And Tito Mengi Covarrubias also was part of these production shoots. So meron po tayong mga cases kung saan sa production shoot po nangyari itong they were working within the bounds of a production.
Sorry, Chairperson Liza, si Mengi, he got it during a production. Kasi pasensya ka na, personal to dahil kabarkada ko siya noon sa college I didn't really know the details. Nadali ba siya in a production or in a shoot?
He was part po of the production where there was a positive case of COVID. Of course, hindi naman talaga natin madedetermine exactly, but in terms of the contact tracing that happened, he was part of these shoots. So I even had a conversation with him Sunday of the week that he died, and he was really worried, and he knew he was already feeling all these symptoms. Yes, it is. On the side of the FDCP and other agencies we've been working with, we are really erring on the side of caution. We don't want we don't want production shoots to be the breeding ground for these cases. And as much as possible po, yun nga po kakaiba po ang industriya ng pelikula. Yung manner by which we shoot, hindi po siya papunta ka lang sa workplace. You can be isolated. The barriers that installed by your employers are enough to ensure your safety. We are exposed, we're simulating life here. So when you go to a production shoot, there are a lot of close contact and close proximity that na nangyayari that is violating the safe distance, the social distancing protocols na kahit not less than 1 meter. So sinisigurado lang po natin na mas mabibigyan po natin ng protection ng ating mga manggagawa.
Last two questions ko, Chairperson Liza, no? First, still related to this issue. Kasi ang tanong, hindi ba kayo pwedeng magkita-kita, mag-usap? Parang ang lumalabas dun sa mga pumapalag, hindi sila nakonsulta o hindi sila pinapakinggan. Has there been actual consultation? And is there any reason for them to really believe that they're being ignored?
We have had consultations with them. Marami pong consultations ito. And ang issue po kasi nila is, even in these consultations, hindi po sila napakinggan. Ang side naman po ng FDCP, while there is a consultation process, it does not mean that the recommendations of the stakeholders will all be considered. The bottom line pa rin po is that all of these considerations or all of the things that we are going to incorporate in any government issuance is aligned with country statutes. So meron po tayong existing laws and policies as prescribed by DOH, as prescribed by the DOLE, and these includes reportorial requirements for better tracking and for better coordination, and it also includes reducing the number of workers in the production set. Kasi isa po sa mga hinihiling nila ay sana 70 ang payagan na mga tao sa isang set. Hindi naman po pwede ito. Kasi right now, ang maximum po na sineset ng ating IATF at ng ating mga government agencies ay 50. So we are open, and we've worked with DOH. They actually had a meeting with the DOH, and this was DOH told them mismo na we are open, we can this JAW can always improve and be changed because it's evolving. Alam naman natin iba-iba yung nangyayari ngayon. But practicing muna natin itong 50 and ensure, and then siguro we can gradually increase when we see that we can relax these restrictions if we see na nag-i-improve yung kondisyon at yung nangyayari sa atin ngayon.
Okay, one last question, totally different topic, but close to my heart. Yung mga senior citizen, yung elderly senior citizen na mga talents. Hindi po ako, no? Hindi naman tayo artistahin, no? Pero nalulungkot ako kasi nakita ko noon, parang si Gloria Romero ba yun? And then other people na sabi nila, paano naman kami? Kasi the sad fact is, while all of these senior citizen actors, actresses, and talents are all very famous and respected, not all of them are swimming in money.
Yes,
and yun ang problema naman nila, na paano kami, wala naman kaming pagkukunan ng pera. What is the council doing for those people?
In terms of course, alam naman po, just to clarify, ang nakalagay po sa ating provision ay discouraged sila. So it's not an absolute prohibition, but as much as possible, the government is doing its job in protecting our senior citizens. So kung talagang kinakailangan po talaga silang magtrabaho at they have to talk to their producers about that and create alternative working arrangements for them. So para lang po ma-clarify yung issue na yon, hindi po siya absolute prohibition, it's discouraged and it is the government's duty to do that. In terms of our support naman po, the FDCP recently launched a cash financial assistance program. It's called the DEAR program to support our film workers. While our budget is limited, we were able to support around 5,000 film and audiovisual workers po. Right now, we are coordinating with institutions like the MOEL Fund kung paano po kami magkakaroon ng, hindi pa po to final, but since you asked po, sir,
Yeah.
po kaming ginagawang senior fund. So, but
Okay, ganito na lang, Chairperson, ano? Pag-usapan natin yan in another episode.
Yes,
Ayusin mo muna and I will give you at least 30% of our airtime kasi no, seriously, I've worked with some of them. Pati nga si Tatay Dolfino nakasabay ko. And I saw the inner workings of the industry and their financial reality. And nung nabalitaan kong kinakapos na yung mga elderly talents, mangyak-ngyak ako sa lungkot because they need help. And maybe if we feature it on the program, baka mali mo, mayroong isang bilyonaryo dyan, mabalitaan, and maybe we can also invite a senior person who is not embarrassed to say, tulungan nyo kami, and we can talk about it. Is that okay with you, Chairperson?
sir, absolutely. It will be an honor na ma-share po itong ginagawa namin. Basta ma-secure lang po namin yung proper process. Kaya
Okay.
hindi po ba namin ma-disclose. Pero meron po,
Sige.
marami po kami pinaplano ngayon para mabigyan po ng support ang industriya.
Okay. Thank you very much, Chairperson Liza, and please stay strong, stay safe, and stay healthy, and God bless you.
Thank you, Sir Cito.
Okay, that's Chairperson Liza Diño of the Film Development Council of the Philippines. We'll go for a quick break, and when we come back, we will then speak with the representative of the other group, the artists and the producers, etc., here on Agenda. Okay, you're back here on Agenda, and let's carry on our interview. We are tackling right now this misunderstanding between the Film Development Council and the producers and directors, etc., of films because of a joint administrative order that is perceived as overreaching because it looks into the number of people, locations, schedules, and even cost estimates. Let's speak with Patti Lapus. She's a producer, spokesperson of the Inter-Guild Alliance. Good morning, Patti.
Good morning, Cito. Hi.
Okay, well, so I think you heard or you were listening to our conversation with Liza Diño. Now, malaman ko lang, ano ba yung talagang, what is the core complaint of the different guilds and artisans regarding that joint administrative order?
I just want to clarify also that with FDCP, we're not asking for a parang natanggapin nilang buong-buo yung document namin and proposal namin for health and safety protocols. We met with them with the intention of finding a middle ground. What's amenable to workers, to producers who will fund these projects, and of course, we want to abide by all the guidelines set forth by government agencies.
Mhm.
It's the process and the manner by which the JAO was passed.
Okay.
When we received it, actually, it was already signed by DOLE and DOH.
Mhm.
I think dun talaga kami nabigla na um, all the consultations that FDCP supposedly conducted, there was no mention of the JAO at all. Na yung mga town hall meetings namin, yung mga other pocket online meetings via Zoom, it was never expressed to us that this will all lead to a joint administrative order.
Okay, now, well, all of that is under, under the under the bridge already, or kung hindi ko na alam yung sasabihin ko kasi nakakahilo ito, jaw na ito eh. Okay, that's all done. Nandiyan na yung jaw. Now, what are you going to do? Because according to Liza Diño, number one, she has to deal with Dole and with DOH, which is very true. Wala siyang magagawa pag sinabi. I think, let's tackle. Sabi ninyo 70 people in a filming or shooting or production. Sabi ng DOH, 50 lang. Kasi delikado, hindi pa natin nasubukan to. Now, why are you guys I mean, I love that you want 70 workers. That means more people with more jobs. Pero there's also a lot of risk.
We've already reviewed the DOH order on the 50 packs limit, and
Yeah.
we've revised our guidelines accordingly na 50 people on set.
Okay.
We divided our working area fully considering yung limitations dapat, especially during the time of the pandemic. So 50 on set and then auxiliary staff na maghahatid lang ng gamit sa location or magde-deliver ng pagkain. Hindi na sila pwede pumasok sa main shooting area para din malimit ang infection.
Okay, so at least may compromise na dyan. So good, okay. Now, what's the other problem? Yung pinapalagan daw ninyo, yung hinihingi sa inyo yung budget estimates of production or cost to produce. Because, I mean, I have to, take her side on this, no, just for balance. I mean, we are in a country where we don't have enough data. We don't have information. And from what I heard from her, they would like to gather this data so they can put it in the system so that if future generations, oy, ganito yung cost ni Patti Lapus do sa kanyang pelikula. What is why are you reacting to that request or requirement?
I think because it was the safe filming program was presented to us as supposedly for health and safety monitoring. Kaya we saw that the inclusion of our budgets, our plans for exhibition, kung i-online streaming ba namin siya or sa sinahan namin ipapalabas, pinapalagay din doon. If Liza is through the FDCP is revising those forms, we hope we can be involved also in whatever revisions the FDCP wants to take and just open the lines of communication.
Yung palipat-lipat ninyo kasi alam mo, gusto ko na nga mag-apply sa'yo, Patti, para lang makakawala makapamasyal. But, it's also valid that they're saying, if you transfer to different locations, there is a risk to workers and to the community. Is that also an issue?
By default, kasi film productions already coordinate with LGUs because that's how we secure permits for filming and any other requirements that each LGU may have when we bring a production in their locality. So it's really the additional layers of bureaucracy and red tape. Magre-report naman kami to LGU and we have every intention to comply dahil ngayon especially during this time, iba-iba ang protocols ng bawat LGU. So may reportorial documents kami to be submitted to LGU, may health declaration forms in any place that you go to now. So we are also following DOH and DOLE and DILG as needed.
Okay, pero just to clarify things and end this interview on a positive note, mapapag-usapan ba naman? Hindi naman ito yung parang isusumpa kita hanggang sa ikatatlong henerasyon, hindi na kita kakausapin.
We are open to discussing the future versions of the JAO, but we really just want our community to be heard.
Okay.
I think if anything that the pandemic has allowed for is to unite the film community, including the producers, and this is really the first time na nagsama-sama kami ng ganito, but with the health and safety of everyone as the paramount concern.
Okay, now on a different topic, you must have heard my last question with Liza regarding senior citizen, the elderly talents. What is the state of industry workers right now? Kasi obviously yung mga matatanda walang trabaho. What about the other workers? Who are the most affected by the community quarantine, Patti?
Well, it's especially difficult right now because wala pa rin masyado talagang nag-shoot. Producers now have to realign their budgets kasi everyone is going through an economic loss. You have theaters that aren't open yet.
Yeah.
So yung return of investment din nila is going to take a while, and people resorting to online platforms for exhibiting their content. So it's really going to be difficult, and everyone is still afraid of acquiring the virus. So there are some who have already resorted to other sources of income dahil marami pa rin talagang mga projects from before the quarantine na on hold pa rin ngayon.
But I can assume, Patti, you have a very distinct advantage. I mean, looking at you on the screen, you are quite young, and you probably belong to that generation who master the internet and the social media. Kaya ba? Kasi alam mo, nadidinig ko yung mga, you can shoot a film using your iPhone, and then yung iba, we are going to exhibit our work on the internet. Does it translate into a stable revenue that would actually help the industry? Paano?
I think everyone's really being creative right now in terms of storytelling and in terms of the different ways by which you can showcase your films, your material, your content. We already have even international film festivals online. Meron kang Q&A instead na magpe-press con ka in a live venue, you can do it or by online streaming, tapos naka-zoom lang yung mga cast mo. I mean, people are already exploring the different ways to engage with their audience from the comforts of their homes.
Kasi alam mo, inabutan ko pa yung Cinerama dun sa Claro M. Recto, ang lalaki ng mga sinehan, biglang paliit na ng paliit, inabutan ko yung Louis, yung paliit ng paliit. So, I suppose it's just like stereo. There was a time, you needed half a room for your stereo, and now it's all on the phone and your pod. So, I guess your generation is going to redefine all of this, Pari. In any case, I really need to get you on the show once again, and maybe your associates give a little more exposure to film. because I have to confess, I'm not much of a film guy. Alam mo ko, outdoors person, DIY. But I'm learning. Just talking to you guys, I'm learning. And I think our audience would also love to discover that. In any case, I do hope that you and your group can speak with the Film Development Council once again and medyo a little compassion, humility, and understanding for each other, because at the end of the day, we're talking about jobs, we're talking about future, and we're talking about well-being. Hindi lang arts, hindi lang movies, pero tao pa rin. Thank you very much, Patti, and I really, really pray and hope that you guys fare well, that your works are blessed by the Lord, and that there is a resolution to this minor speed bump regarding the job. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Cito. Good morning. Stay safe.
Okay. Stay safe, stay strong, stay healthy. And that's Patti Lapus, producer, spokesperson for the Interguild Alliance. Naintindihan po naman natin, it happens, you know, it's a minor speed bump. Things are just happening. Because I myself have had issues regarding these requirements. Parang yung maid nga po namin, gusto nang makauwi. Hindi naman namin mapasama dun sa mga locally stranded. 3 buwan na niya hindi nakita yung anak niya. So, what we did was we went through the process. We went to the barangay, and then the barangay said she has to be quarantined for 14 days. Sabi namin, teka, na-quarantine na yan for 90 days. Then the DILG USEC Densing said, di na, na lang yan, certificate na lang yan. And then, just to end it all, we sent her to the Rizal Medical Center for rapid testing. And then we were going to do everything. Biglang nag-GCQ doon. O yun, makisakay ka na. Bye-bye. Goodbye. So, end of the day, I think we're all feeling our way around this situation. And even that issue with Harry Roque, you know, ika nga, kuminsan it helps. Kasi now it forces everybody to discuss the issue. Let's not talk about Harry Roque swimming with the dolphin. Okay? Let's talk about GCQ to GCQ, GCQ to MCQ. Pwede po ba tayong bumiyahe? In the meantime, that's all for today's program. I ask all of you, remind all of you to please continue to pray. And you know, I've been hearing this thing, reading this thing in the Bible. Believe what you pray for. And maybe the Lord is telling us to pray that our country would have a better situation for the rest of July and the rest of 2020. Stay safe, stay strong, stay healthy. I'm Cito Beltran, and that's today's agenda.